Missionary Baptist Church and Lilly Mission Center, Pastor Reverend James Hines, and from PTC Industrial Sales, Matt Russell. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Happy birthday.
Hey, well, as the little kids say, I'm 61 and a half. You know, I laugh. My birthday is December the 31st.
Okay.
And I tried to celebrate it. When I turned 60, I heard God tell me, don't take nothing for my birthday, give it away. Mm-hmm. And it was like a milestone to turn 60 3 years ago. And so I rallied and raised this money to bless the community in what I call the Pastor Hines giveaway. And we got companies to come together. It was almost $67,000  3 years ago I gave away. And so last year I said, well, that was going to be the last year. And so then I was rummaging and I found the sign, remember our loved ones. And I said last year, well, I'm going to give another giveaway in honor of our loved ones. Mm-hmm. And that was a big thing. And so this year, it came down to the center ran into a financial shortfall. And I said, well, instead of giving the money away, I'll keep the money to keep a company solvent, or the Lilly Mission Center. And this is how I got into Matt, because I went to a man by the name of Kevin and was telling him what I was going to do. And he says, Pastor Hines, the community will help you. Mm-hmm. Still have the giveaway. And I went and saw Matt. And Matt says, Pastor Hines, I got a better idea. I can help you raise the money for the Lilly Mission Center. And so at the first meeting was Matt, Kevin, and Dave. That's Dave Dunnigan, Kevin Dobbins of McGowan Electric, and Matt. And it was quite interesting because their fathers helped me. Mm-hmm. And I consider they older than me, but they fathers helped me.
I consider them all older than me as well.
Yeah, hey, good. We gonna keep it that way. I interviewed Matt. We made a short video, and I told him about when I first met his dad. Mm-hmm. His dad says, "What are you doing?" I says, "Well, I'm trying to build a Lilly Mission Center," and it was in its neophyte stages, and his father on power transmission, and he had all these phones. And he says, if you can get kids to come down here and call your congregation and friends, I'll let them use the phone.
Oh, that's cool.
And I said to him, can you give me $2.74 a day? And he says, yes. And I says, that's $1,010 a year. And I says, can you write that on a sheet of paper? And he said, yes. And I'm gonna write one for my son, and you make him go help you. And that's how I met Matt. His daddy signed him up without him being signed up. And
so this is an opportunity for the community to come through. It's a drive-through again,
yes.
Right? And you have...
You know, you were there.
I was there, yes, of course. I was there last year, yes. And one thing I love about that is the community not only comes out to help support financially ahead of time, but the community comes out to help you on the day.
Yes. There'll be... local police, city police, state police. There'll be a group called Herbalife. They'll send about 50 people from around the state of Michigan that'll come and help. And then there'll be Lumen Christi football team, Jackson High basketball team, and there'll be people just from the community help us, because we'll go through close to 1,000 people on that day.
Wow.
Now, Matt, we were talking about this before the show. You're actually a member of a different church. Why are you helping the Lilly Missionary?
Well, I've known Pastor Hines for years and years. Like you said, my dad connected with him, and you know, you spend 5 minutes with him, and he touches your heart. There's no question about it. What the man is doing is nothing short of phenomenal, and I just love the man. And like you know, he doesn't come knocking too often, but you know, he doesn't. And so when we found out that he needed something, he wasn't knocking on the door. I went and knocked on his. I said, you know, what do you need? What do you need? You know, let's all work together. So yeah, we're working with local businesses and individuals, anybody that's willing to make a contribution, you know, to support this man's efforts and help these families in need and help these kiddies have a wonderful Christmas. There's no better way to do it. And yeah, he's just a friend that I've known for a very long time. An interesting story. I'd known Pastor Hines for, I think at this time, probably 5, almost 10 years. And he ran into my son and his wife. She was pregnant at a park, and he walked up to him and blessed him and gave him something and said, I just want you folks to understand just how wonderful life, life is going to be with this new baby, and just had a wonderful conversation. And I ran into Maddie a little while later, and he told me, he goes, yeah, there was this man. He said his name was Pastor Hines. I went, you're kidding me.
Yeah, that was kind of, but that's the thing God had told me. Me and my wife, we was walking, it was Cascade Park, and it was this beautiful couple. They was, and when she told me that she was due, I was like, baby, you need to get her out, because I can't help you if you go into labor. Take this money and go home and wait till you deliver that baby. And come to find out years later, it was his son and daughter-in-law. And it's just how God orchestrates things in your life.
Yeah, Pastor Hines is planting seeds everywhere, and I experienced that firsthand when he randomly ran into my son and planted a big seed there, because pretty soon it's going to be him that's going to be helping.
Hey, and that's the kind of
well, actually,
joke.
he is already.
Dave Dunnigan, I was 25 years ago, I was hauling limbs in my car, and his father, Joseph Dunnigan, was at the landfill and says, what are you doing? I says, I'm trying to build a center. He says, you bringing limbs in a car? And I said, yes. He says, well, we charge by the truckload, and you don't have a truck. And I said, well, I guess it's free then. And he started laughing, and he said to me, I'm going to make my sons come and help you on a Friday. And I go, what? He says, my sons, not my employees. And Joe Dunnigan sent his sons out, and I'm thinking they coming with saws like me. They came with heavy equipment, and stumps was taken up and trees was moved. And from that day forward, the Lily Mission Center grew because of Joe Dunnigan made a commitment, and I've always stayed connected with Dave, and Dave have always been kind to the Lily Mission Center work.
It was an awesome event that we had a chance to attend last year, and the community that turns out for all the blessings that you provide, it's amazing.
Yeah, it'll be quite interesting this year because a lot of activities going on. That day, we will have 5 stations. 4 of the stations, people will receive gifts. One of the stations I'll be sitting at, and I'll receive financial gifts to sustain Lily Mission Center. But the process is there will be children from the city of Jackson that will have turned in a wish list. And Herbalife have spent about $25,000 on gifts for children of need. They'll be getting their Christmas gifts, and people will be coming through getting boxes of food and gifts. And the community have come together to make up these boxes that children have made as gift boxes.
What's the best way to drive in on the day of?
Please come in on Plymouth. And now that's a real good question. Those who's receiving come in on Plymouth. Those who's giving come in on Page. You will use the parking lot. You'll see the big parking lot for the givers, because I'm going to have a station, I'm sure, as my wife says, you're going to talk to all of these people? And I go, yes, we're going to talk to all of these people.
You're going to sit at one station?
Yes. I'm going to sit. You want to see that miracle, huh?
There's no chance.
And so I'm going to have help, friends going to do, because I love people.
Yeah.
And
what's the date again?
December the 16th. From 10 to 2, as my wife said, that means 10 to 4, James. I go, yeah, I get it, but it's exciting. I had a meeting Sunday. I thought I had 10 people. I had 60 people to show up for logistics of from set up to breakdown, from breakfast to lunch to dinner. Because I says, hey, we're bringing in the state champion football team. I told Coach Bergen, he says, I said, Coach, you're going to win the state title. Bring the state champions. But don't bring all of them because they eat too much. You know? He said, I'm bringing the linemen. And so, we joke. And I told Coach Bond, bring the short guards from the basketball team. Well, it's teaching them work ethic and how to give back. And that's the big part. The people who bring in the gift would actually see the people who are in need. I think a lot of people who have blessings don't really understand the struggle in yesterday paper, it's one of the big articles on USA Today. People need food. Top of the page. And my wife said, wow, you believe that? I says, did you see what we did Thanksgiving? How long the line is? Watch what happens December the 16th. And God has really blessed. A company in Okemos, Michigan called me, Playwright. They said, Pastor Hines, we want to donate 125 pair of tennis shoes. And so I'm going to give those out December the 9th because it'll just be too much going on. And so it's really two things. December the 9th from 10 to 12. If you need a pair of shoes, come get a pair of shoes from size 6 to 13, boys or girls. Or December 16th, if you need a blessing, come by.
It's an awesome mission of you and your church and your family, and we appreciate what you're doing. And thanks to both of you for being here today.
Yeah, thank you both.
Well, I do want to say it's not really our church, it's Jackson community.
Right.
It's the people of Jackson have come together to make that. And I won't take credit as saying that's Pastor Hines or Little Missionary Baptist Church. I'll just say that's Jackson. That's how we do it in Jackson. And
That's
so,
right.
So country,
Amen.
take note. Jackson, Michigan.
Pastor James Hines from Lilly Missionary Baptist Church and Lilly Mission Center, and from PTC Industrial Sales, Matt Russell. More of the morning show. Stay with us.